Hi everyone, this is Sheila Peters, and we're about to do another stretch body awareness class. We're going to take parallel position underneath our hips and just bend our knees down, stretching out the Achilles in our legs and straighten. And again, bend and straighten. So we're just warming up the legs and straighten and bend and straighten, lifting the arms up. As you bend, reaching up. And come up straight, reach, coming up straight, reach it up, and straight, and up, and straight. Now we're going to reach to the side as we bend our knees. One arm up and the other down. And reach, letting the upper body tilt. And reach up, and straighten, reach it up. Let's go all the way through. So we're going to reach, change, reach. And lift, and up, and stretch it, and lengthen, good, and reach, excellent, coming up right, let's go into a wider position, and we're going to just once again, bend the knees, and straighten, and bend, and straighten, knees go out over the toes, bend, so you have to angle the knees out, bend, and lift. We're going to bend and reach to the side and straighten. Bend, reach to the side, straighten. Keep going, way out and up and out and up. So our rib cage is going out to the side that we're reaching towards. Reach and up once more as our knees continue to bend out over the toes. And now here we go, a little more fluidly. And reach and stretch. And ribs, and reach, and out, good, reach, and out, very nice, straighten up. Let's come back to a parallel position and get a little more specific with this stretch. So bending the knees and reaching up through the rib cage. And now we're going to tilt the hip down as we reach the arm up a little bit more. And release, and tilt the hip down. And release. And you notice they get a little bit more of a lengthening on the side body there. And out. And straighten, coming up. Good. Let's go to the other side. We're bending and reaching. And we're tilting this hip down as we continue to reach more up on that left side. And release. And reach. And release. Reach. Release. Reach. And release, coming up right. Let's take the same thing with a straight leg there. So we're reaching, and we're going to start dipping that hip down. The knee will have to bend, but we're going to push through that hip down and reach up, and you get a little more of a side tilt there. And also maybe you feel this in your lumbar area there. And straighten, push it down, reach, and good. Two more, and lift, drop it down. And lift, let's take to the other side. And we're going to bend on the left and dip that left hip down as we reach up. And straighten. Dip it down. And straighten. Dip it down. And straighten. Dip it down. And straighten. Good. Let's bring the right arm over to the left side, putting our hand on the waist there. So we know where we're reaching that spine. We're not involving the lower spine. Upper spine is getting a stretch there off to the diagonal. And let's bring the elbow up and reach out again. Way out, as far as you can go. But again, we're working above the waist there. Reach. Right side gets a stretch there. And reach. Coming up, let's take it to the other side. Hand, left arm over. Keep it open. Don't let it flat forward there. And reach across. And elbow. And reach across. A little rebound up. Breathe. Reach. And come up. And reach. And come up. Good. We're going to go back over to the first side. So right arm is over. This time we're going to take the hand that's at the waist, grab a hold of the wrist on the right arm, and make the left hand help that stretch. And again, we're still working through the above waist position. And then back off a little bit and breathe and reach. Really feel that pull with the left arm on the right wrist and come up. It will deepen the side stretch. Reach, keep breathing, and come up, and reach out. Good. And come up. Let's swing the arms down and around, down and around, just to ease out of it. Down and around, down and around. And now let's take it to the other side. Reaching the left arm over, above the waist position here. Grab a hold of it with your right hand and pull with the right as you stretch over, lengthening through that side body. Good. And come up and reach way out. Let that head go. And come back up. Breathe in. Reach it out. Getting more of the side body stretch there. And come up. Last time. Reach it out. Way out there. Good. And come up. And this time let's circle the arms in and out. And in and out. Good. In and out. And in and out. Let's let the arms drop, and we're going to cross the right arm directly across, sort of at the shoulder level there. And we're trying to keep this shoulder back. So we're going to take the left hand and pull along that right arm to open up the shoulder area some. So you're really, again, using the force of the left hand to pull there. And out. Let's take that 4 times. So we're coming across. Feel that nice pull. And reach. Good. 2 more. And across. Maybe you can hug that arm a little bit closer into your chest as you pull. And reach. And last one. Come across. Really trying to bring that arm out as far as you can get to get a nice stretch in the shoulder area on the right side. Good. And release. And just notice if that shoulder feels a little looser than this one does. So let's even that out, cross it, and we're going to take the right hand now and pull, keeping the shoulder back along that arm. And use the hand to really feel that pull, keeping the shoulder back so you get a counter pull. Good. And then off. 3 more times. Pull, stretch, reach, and out. 2 more. And feel that length that you're creating in the outside part of your arm there. And pull. Good. And once more. And reach, stretch, and pull. Excellent. All the way out there. And now you can feel both arms and shoulders are a little bit looser there. Let's take our hands and put them back on our hips, and we're just going to curve the top of our body forward. You're only going to as far as you can without involving any part of the spine below the hips, below the waist there. Rolling back up again. So we're trying to really round through the upper spine, through the neck, chin goes down, dropping the head down, rolling through that upper back. And then coming back up. Let's take that 2 more times. So we're going to roll down and over. Again, just above the waist. And then come back up. We have 1 more time. Roll it down and over. And roll it back up. And stay. Now we're going to bend our knees so that we can really keep our hips nice and still. And we're going to twist our upper body towards the right. And again, it's just above the waist. And we're going to do the same roll down. So now you may find the stretch involves the side of the spine on the left side. So you may feel the muscles that are along the left side of the neck and the above the waist position in the spine, getting more of a stretch and coming upright. But your hips are stabilized because your knees are bent. Rolling down, curving. You won't get super far, but you will be able to feel exactly where we're stretching. And making sure that your shoulders are down. Once more, we're rolling down above the waist to the right. And then come up. You can really accentuate that by trying to drop that head down. So our legs are straight, we come back to center, bend the knees, twist the upper body, we're going to take it to the other side. Roll the chin down all the way as far as you can go, but again, we're just going above the waist there. And then come back up And now, of course, you're feeling that stretch on the right side of the spine and the muscles on the right side of your neck. And come up, right. 2 more. Roll down, really opening up through this upper body. And come up. And let's take that once more. And come down. And come up. Good. Rotate your torso to the front and straighten the legs. Excellent. Okay, so we're going to band once more and drop our arms and go to the side, direct side. We're going to carry this curve to the front. So we're going to start taking some circles all the way around that above waist position, all the way to the back. So now we're opening up through the chest here. And then come to the side. Let's continue. And we're going to circle around. Once again, we're trying not to involve the spine. Below the waist there, up, around, and we have 2 more. And you may notice as you curve that you're slowly opening up and getting a bigger range of motion in this circle, particularly to the back. And side, and last one, drop it down, curving, moving the head, drop and be heavy. As you go to the back, your chin goes up, you may feel your shoulder blades come together a little bit, and then go to the side. And let's go around to the front and come up straight with the legs and the body. Let's take that once more to the other side. Knees bend. Upper body curves to the front. Carry it to the side. Good. And to the back. And to the side. Keep going. Curving to the front. Try to hold on to the abdominals. And we're going to leave the hips exactly where they are. You may find going in this opposite direction, you get some opening ups in tight muscles that you didn't get going in the opposite direction. Here's our third one, going around all the way. Good. Carry it to the side. And last time, let's go to the front. Carry it to the side, all the way to the back. And side. And once more, come to the front, let that head be heavy, roll it through the spine as you straighten the legs. Excellent. Let's open up the legs, so we're still in a parallel position. And once again, hands on the hips. Let's bend our knees, and straighten, and bend, and straighten. Pushing those knees out over the toes, and straighten, and bend, and straighten. Rotate the toes out, so now you're in an open position through the hips. And we'll repeat that. So our knees bend, and you'll notice that you get a little bit of a different feel because we are directing the knees out over the toes in a side position. Bend, and straighten, and bend, and straighten. Let's go back to that parallel position. And this time we're going to slide to the side. We're trying to allow now your body to work below that waist position. So you're getting some work in that lower spine, and you're going to find that you get more of a stretch on this side of the waist to hip area, all the way over. Coming up, as if somebody pulls you up with that hand, we're going to switch and go to the other side, and we've got our legs straight. So we're stabilizing our hips with straight legs. Reach down and up. Deeper stretch there through that side body area in the lower spine. Up and over. Breathe. Lengthen. Good. And come up. Coming over and drop. Use your breath. This is a bigger line of motion here. Now that we're allowing ourselves to involve that lower spine. So you're getting a little bit more work through the whole body. Reach up and down. And come up. Let's switch. And breathe. Arm goes straight up, arm goes down. Let the upper body go over as well as the lower body to the side. We have one more in each direction. Coming up. Reach and stretch. Maybe get a little farther over. Good. Coming up. Reach and stretch. All the way over. Good. And come up, right? And now let's rotate the legs again. We're going to repeat that. So now your hips are rotated out. We're sliding to the side, and it will feel different as you go down. Reaching that arm up. Good. We're going to bend the right knee. So you put your hand on your knee above the knee on the thigh, and now push with the hand as you slide it down and reach up and down. So you'll find it get a little farther over. Hand comes up, bend the knee, breathing in, exhale, push and slide. How far down can you get? Good. Coming back up, bend, breathing in, exhale as you slide and drop way over. Yeah, good. And last time, come up, bend, reach, inhale, exhale, straighten that leg and slide. Now there's many different places that you may be feeling this aside from the side body. You may feel it in the leg that we're stretching over. You may feel it in the hip, in the IT band. And now feel like somebody's pulling you up. And let's take that to the other side. Reaching up and over. So we're going first in that straight leg position. Go over as far as you can. Feeling that nice stretch. Good. Now hand comes up. Bend the knee. Inhale. Exhale. And slide. And lengthen. Dropping over. Good. Hand comes up. Bend. Inhale. Exhale. Slide. Reach. Up. You're getting a little bit farther over. That's great. And come up. Inhale. Breathe. Bend in that knee. Exhale. Straighten. Slide. Still reaching up and down. Good. Maybe you feel it in the opposite hip, so the right hip there, and come up, inhale, breathing while you've got that knee bending, and then exhale and slide and reach. You might get pretty far over there. Good. And then feel like somebody's lifting you up, and you come to that right position. Let's put our hands on our knees, on our waist again, and go into the knee bend. Bend. See if you can go a little lower. And straighten than you did the last time. So you're pressing those knees out, dropping the hips down, coming upright, opening up in the inside thighs, and bend, press. Good. Straighten up. 2 more. And bend. Knees go out, back stay straight. And lift. And up. Last time. Bend and drop. Good. And lift. And up. Let's bring the feet in. And let's come back to a parallel position with our feet right underneath us, under our hips. And we're going to roll all the way down. So arms are dropped. So we're going through that above the waist position. Rolling all the way down, feeling the curve happen in our lower back. Drop the heads down. Let the hands slide down. If you need to have your knees bent, that's fine. And you're trying to fold right from the hips there. Shake that head, no. Shake the head, yes. Let's repeat that. Shake the head, no. And shake the head, yes. Now everybody's going to bend their knees. We're bending the knees, feeling the crease in the front of the hips. Our upper torso, our whole upper body is hanging from that fold in the hips. And then we're going to push the hips up so we're getting a more intense stretch through the hamstrings there. Shake that head out again. Shoulders are loose. Let's take that 3 more times. Bend the knees. Inhale. Exhale. Push up with the hips. Breathe. Inhale as knees bend. Exhale. Push the hips up as you straighten the legs as much as you can. Head is dropped. And last time, bend. Inhale. Exhale. Press. And straighten. Good. Bend the knees, and let's take that roll up through the body in a reverse position, all the way up. Long spines, shoulders, and head. Good. We're going to take the same thing, rolling down to our sides, but we're going to twist, keeping our hips where they are. So from here, twist the body to the right. We're dropping the head down and going to that above the waist position. Curving through it. At some point, you're going to be folding at your hips. If you need to have your knees bent, you certainly can. We're trying to keep the left hip back so the hips both face front and heads are down. Now, in this position, you'll find that you will get a stretch through the hamstrings and the legs, but also you're getting a stretch along the left side body there, and heads are loose. So let's bend our knees out over the toe, which sort of is a crossover from where our torso is. And straighten, dropping heads down. Again, breathe and bend. And exhale and stretch. Where are you feeling this? Many places you could be feeling it. Bend the knees, inhale. Exhale and straighten. Heads drop down. And last time, bend, inhale. Exhale and straighten. Let's just shake out here for a moment. Head, shoulders, and notice where your hips are. They should be facing straight forward. And then we're going to bend the knees and roll up through the spine. So we're going up, and you're going to notice you start to feel more of that stretch on the side of the spine now. Similar to what we did above our waist, coming all the way out. Good. And center. And let's take that to the other side. So we're twisting our upper body, hips stay front. Drop the chin down. Rolling down. Through that above the waist position. Start to get into that lower back. And then when you're ready, if you need to, you can bend your knees, but we're going to flip and switch so that the focus is a fold in the front of the hip there as we go down over the left side. Head is loose. Once again, let's make sure that things are nice and loose there. Taking a deep breath in, we're going to bend the knees out over the toes. So again, there's a twist there. You'll feel it in your lower back. And then straighten and drop the head down as the legs go up. Into a straight position, hips go up. Try to relax through the shoulders. And bend, inhale. Exhale, press the hips up, straighten the legs, drop the heads down. 2 more. Bend, inhale. Exhale, push the hips up as the head is nice and loose. And the legs straighten. Last time. Bend, inhale. And exhale, and push the hips up, heads go down. So many places where you may be feeling an opening and a lengthening, increasing your flexibility. And then bend the knees, and let's roll up through the spine. Again, you may find more stretch on the right side body there as you come up through the neck and come to an upright position and bring the torso facing front. Good. Let's go back into a wide position here. And let's just work through the hips a bit. So once again, hands on the hips. We're going to push the hips over to the right, and you may immediately feel a stretch in the inside thigh on the left. And shift and press. Good. Keep going. Push it over. Upper body is going to counterbalance that position up and over. And press and switch. See if you can increase how far over that hip goes and your upper torso goes in the opposite direction. And once more, press and reach. And lift and over and press. Good, coming up right. Let's bend the knees slightly and we're going to repeat it. So now we can sort of isolate the hips a little bit more and you can feel more stretch in the inside thigh on the left leg. Swing through and to the other side, really pushing the hip down on this side and up and out on the left side. Push down, swing, and over. Good. And push down, swing, and come to the other side. Knees are still bent. So there's a little leg work that's happening here while we work the inside thigh. And push, and side. Good. And push, and side, and push, and side. Good. We're going to go back over to the first side here. And from here, we're going to straighten both legs and push that hip out. So you get even more stretch there. Bend both knees and knees back a little bit. Push and stretch to that right side with the hip. And bend and ease off. And push and stretch. Letting the upper body go over to the side more. And ease off. And push, feel that stretch, reach out with the torso, off to the left, right hip goes out to the right, feeling the stretch in the left leg there. Good. Come up right, and let's bend our knees and go to the other side. So we're pushing out through that hip, and then from here, inhale, exhale, and straighten both legs, pushing still in the same direction there, feeling the stretch in the inside thigh there. Bend the knees and ease off. Inhale, exhale, push, and stretch it out. Good. And bend, ease off. Inhale, exhale, push, and stretch it out. Maybe get your torso over more to the right. And ease off. Here's our last one. And use your breath, pushing out as you go to the side there. Good. Come all the way up. Now, we're going to take sort of all of those positions and try and make a circle with our hips going on a vertical plane like a Ferris wheel. So we're starting upright. We're going to bend to the side, bend the knees, drop the hips down, push it over to the side, and come up to a straight leg. And again, moving through, bend, down, keeping the torso nice and straight, upright, and through. And you're going to find some new areas where you're getting some stretch there, all the way around. Good, and up, and over to the side, down, and to the side, and up. Let's reverse that. Going over to the left, bend the knees, coming down, pushing it over to the right, and then come right. 3 more, outside, down, to the side, and up. 2 more, and push out, drop it down, swing around. Good, and lift, last one. Push it out to the side, bend, swing through, and carry it to the side, and up. Good. This once again, bring our feet back into an underneath hip position. I'm going to turn to the diagonal slightly, and this time we're going to fold right from the hips to increase the stretch in our hamstring. So you can again put your hands on your hips this time as opposed to your waist, if you want to, and put them right here. And we're going to fold over. We're going through a flat back, and we're going to stay in a flat back, holding on to the abdominals, and go over as far as you can get. We're going only parallel to the floor. I'm not asking you to go into a dive position. And gently come upright. And come over and into that flat back position. Trying to keep the head in line with the spine. So from your tailbone all the way up to the crown of your head is one line. We have 2 more. And go over, breathing, lengthening out through the spine and the hamstrings there, and come up right. And last one, going over all the way to that parallel position to the floor, feeling the stretch in the hamstrings, and come up right. Now we're going to drop our arms and repeat, but add something to it. So we're going over from the hips, hands go behind. Now we're going to bend our knees, keep our backs flat, and bring our arms forward. So we're sticking our butts out. And now we're going to straighten and bring the arms behind, sort of shooting our whole torso forward, which may give us a little bit more of a stretch in the hamstring. Then try to keep a flat back, feel the fold in the hips, and then straighten and let the arms come back as your body goes forward. Repeat 2 more times. Reach, 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 back with the hips, forward with the arms, and then come back, reaching in that flat back, straight leg position last time. Bend. Good. And then come back up and come to your straight position. From here, let's bring the whole thing up. And let's just sort of shake out a little bit. We're going to go to the other side and we're going to take it in a rotated position. So I've got a fairly wide rotated position. It's more wide than my hips from there. So once again, I'm holding right at that hip crease and I'm going flat back over. Holding on to the abdominals and keeping the back nice and long. So this gives you a stretch in the legs in a slightly different position. Still working on the backs of the legs though. And over. Good. And come upright. We have 2 more. And reach over. Flat back. Long line. And come upright. And let's take that once more. And over. And flat. And lift. And come up. And we're going to add some arms once again. So arms go down, we're going from the hips, arms go behind you. And we're going to take the same kind of thing with our legs, but our knees are going out to the side. So we're bending, squatting, keeping the backs flat. Maybe you get a stretch in the inside leg there, and then coming back into that flat back position as the legs straighten. Bend, try to keep the back flat as you stick your derriere out and straighten up, holding onto the abdominals. 2 more, bend and reach, breathing. And lift, straighten the legs, shoot the body forward. Hands go behind last time. Bend, arms come forward, opposite pole, hips back, arms forward, and then reverse it. So hands go behind and heads and torso go front. Good. Hands back on the hips and come upright. Excellent. Let's go into the floor now, but let's roll down through our spine. So we're going back to a parallel position at the end of our mat. And we're going to get our heads rolling down through the upper body, above the waist position, moving through the lower spine, the lumbar area, then dropping and folding from the front of the hips. If your knees are down, that's fine. Heads go down. Let's bend the knees down and slide the hands out in front of you. And you're getting to a flat back position here, but you've got your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees are under your hips. We still have our toes curled under there. And I want you to push back with the hips, using the hands, to stretch out underneath the bottom of your toes there. And come rocking forward again. And push back. We're trying to keep the backs nice and straight, using the force of our body to stretch out underneath your feet. And forward. Let's take 2 more of those. Press out. And press. Good. And come forward. And let's take that one more time. And press, pushing out through those toes, and release. Now we're going to keep the toes under us, but we're going to push our hands back and start to send our heels to the floor. So we're stretching out through the lower part of our legs, our Achilles and our calf muscles, and dropping those heels down. We're also folding right at the hips here. So we're not trying to crunch through that lower back, we're trying to really fold from the hips there. And again, let's take that rocking motion, rocking forward, and then using your hands to help push you back to stretch out through the Achilles and calf muscle. 3 more of these, rock forward, push back, stretch out through those heels. Breathing, coming forward, feeling a nice rocking motion, pushing back through the heels. Last time, come forward, good, and push back. All right, we're going to go back down to our hands and knees, and this time we're going to flip the toes and adjust yourself so you're in a good position there. We're going to work with our lower spine here now, so make sure you're setting yourself up correctly with a flat back there and have the support with your hands and your knees. So from here, we're going to take a deep breath in. As we exhale, we're going to push that lower back up, so we're getting into your standard cat position. But all of the work we've done so far may help facilitate this motion. Abdominals are engaged. And then push through, and we're going into your cow, shoulders down. Roll it up, breathing, coming back into your cat, really stretching out that lower back. Push through and arch. And release through the belly, heads up, and you feel the lower back getting some work there. Repeat 2 more times. Roll through that spine, cat. Push through and into your cow. And roll, coming up into your cat. Lower back is up to the ceiling, head is down. And then release and push through into your cow. Come to your neutral position. We're going to make our knees go back a little bit farther and our hands a little bit front. So we've got more space here. And we're going to drop the hips down in front and we're going into that arched position, which is like our cow, shoulders are down. And now we're going to push back and not sit on our heels, but reach our hips as far back as we can And you're going to find you get a nice stretch through the lower back, but also through the armpits and the sides of the arms. Come up, breathe, push the hips forward, undulate down, and press with the hands. Shoulders are down, elbows are slightly bent there. And feel the arch get exaggerated. Coming up, push the hips back, and lengthen through the spine. If you need to reach the arms a little further more forward to help facilitate that stretch, please do. We have 2 more sets. Lift, hips come up, drop down. Let the heads come up, shoulders are down. Feel that arch. You might feel it all the way up into your neck there. And push the hips back, long line, reaching out, hips go way out, flat back. Where do you feel this? Last time, up, forward, drop, and lift. Using the pressure of the hands. Letting the hips drop and come up, push back into your hips reaching way out there and into that long line with the spine. And now let's come all the way up, push through, let the hips drop, and then we're going to lower our bellies down onto the floor. Dropping the head down, you're supporting yourself on the forehead there. Let's bring our hands behind us, feet are pointed. We're going to do another lift by using our hands. They're clasped together, shoulder blades are trying to go towards each other, and the shoulders are trying to reach towards the feet. Deep breath in. As you exhale, you're going to push the hands away so you're lifting your upper body up. So you're getting more of that curve in your spine, working the muscles in your spine area. And then come back down and release. Breath in. Exhale, push, reach, lift. Good. And come down and release. And if you find this is too much for you, don't lift quite so high. Deep breath in. Exhale, reach and lift. Really feeling the muscles in your spine. Good. And drop down and release. Let's take it one more time. Breath in. Exhale. Push the hands away. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Feel the shoulders reaching down towards your feet. Good. And come down. Let's readjust the hands to help you push back, up, and we're going to go back into our hands and knees position and take a few balancing positions so that you're working your abdominals. So let's take the front leg out, foot is pointed, and now pressing with your front hand, you're going to reach your back hand out. So you've got opposite hand and leg working there. Feel that balance. Really experience it for a little bit so you can really test it. You may find yourself sort of wiggling and rocking from one side to the other. And see if you can hold the abdominals and really feel that stretch as the feet and the hands reach away from each other. Lengthening. Good. And then come down and release. So let's take it to the other side. So back leg's going out, foot points. And now the front arm is coming forward. So you've got opposite hand and leg. And, don't be worried if you're rocking. That's kind of what happens when we walk. We're going from one position, one leg to the next, and then we're passing through that in-between space. And we're kind of in this in-between space here. And it isn't particularly locked in place. Keep breathing, reaching the fingers forward and toes back, feeling the abdominals get some work there. Reaching, good. And then come back down, hands and knees. Let's push back into child's pose to just give us a little bit of a rest, because that really works the core, and you may be really feeling that. We're going to repeat it with flexed feet and hands. So from here, let's come back up. And we've got the front leg going out, but we're going to flex the foot this time. And then we're going to flex the opposite hand there. So you've got pressing out with the palm of the hand and out through the sole of the foot. Shoulders are down. We're trying to really maintain this position by working our core. Reaching out with the hand and out with the foot in the opposite direction. Breathing. And then release and come down. Let's take it to the other side, keeping that back nice and flat. We're flexing out through the foot as we lift the back leg, and then we're going to flex out through the front hand, shoulders are down, really trying to engage those abdominal muscles and feel the pull, opposite pull between the hand in front and the foot behind. And if at any time you need to come down and then reset yourself, you can certainly do that. Okay, and come down. Let's go back into child's pose. Heads are down, nice and loose. And then bring your hands in and let's roll up through the spine. It's pretty amazing that just a simple move like that can really work your core so intently. Let's work with the shoulders right now. So we've got our backs nice and straight. We're going to push the front shoulder forward, up, and back, and down. Front, lift, back, and down. Reach it forward, lift it up to the back, and down. Once more, forward, lift, back. Let's take the back shoulder going forward, lift it up to the back, and down. Push it forward, lift it up, back, and down. Two more, front, and lift, and back, and down. Once more. Front and lift and back. Let's reverse the front position to the back, lift it up and front and down. Working to the back, lift it up and front and down. Shoulder is leading, the arm just follows. Lift, front and down. Once more, to the back, lift it up to the front and back. Shoulder goes to the back, lift, front and down. Reach it back, lift it up to the front and down. Two more. Back, lift, front and down. Once more. Back and lift and front and down. Good. Let's put ourselves into a sitting position. And we're going to sit on our sit bones, getting the divine flesh out, and just have our legs in an open, parallel position here, with our hands behind supporting us. We've got them straight back though, and we're going to drop that right hip down just to once more work in the hip and try and get it a little more flexible before we do some bigger stretches. And up, and now drop it to the opposite direction. Good. Breathing up, dropping it in, lift it up, and drop it out. And lift. Drop it in, so feel the hip being leader here. And up, and the rest of the leg is just following, just as we did with our shoulders and our arms. Up, and drop it in. You might find you get a little farther out, and then repeat it to the opposite direction. Good. And take it to the other side. We've got left hip going in this first time. You may find that it doesn't go as far as you'd like it to. Up and open. Let's take it up and over. Good. Making sure our shoulders remain down here. Don't lift them up and sag that back. And lift and open. Good. Bring it up. Here's your third time. And drop. And by now you may find that you can get it over a little bit more. Up and open. Feeling that stretch. And last time. Up. Bring it in. Feel that nice drop through that hip. And lift. And open. Excellent. Let's bring the legs together. And let's work through the feet a little bit. So let's take a little space here. And we're going to flex the feet out. We've pressed out through the heels. We did a little work before on the Achilles, so this shouldn't feel like a shock. Now we're going to drop the feet towards each other. So you're rotating in the hips, and it's reflected in your feet, and you're going to feel something in your ankles as well. Lift, rotate, and out. So the whole leg moves, but we're looking at the feet in particular to help us gauge what kind of range of motion we're getting. You may find that your feet help you see how much more of a rotation you get in that hip there. Good. And we're going out once more and coming up and in. Keep your backs nice and tall, and come out. Good. In this rotated out position, make sure you still got your backs nice and tall and you've got the divine flesh out. And let's push through the balls of feet and point. Toes and flex. Push through the balls of the feet and point. And toes and flex. 2 more. Push through the balls of the feet and point. And toes and flex. Once more. Push through the balls of the feet and point. And toes and flex. Now we're going to push out through the heels and get a wider position here. And we aren't going to our full extent, but again, realign yourself here. Let's point the feet. And we're going to twist our bodies so that our torsos, our shoulders are in line with this right leg. And we're going to stretch out, bringing the left arm over our head, keeping both hips on the floor. So now we're getting more of that twist through the spine and an opening through the side body here, but you may start to feel a stretch along this leg here. If you're not feeling anything, that's probably because you're more flexible, but we'll get to you in just a moment. So keeping this arm up high, now we're going to drop down and put both hands on either side of this leg. Still this hip is on the floor, and we're not in our biggest, widest second position, and we're going to fold right from the hips here and drop the head down and the torso down over that leg. Here you might start to feel some stretch if you didn't before, and those of you that felt stretch before, you're going to definitely feel it in this position as well. Just trying to relax through here. And breathe. As you exhale, you're trying to let the body drop down more, shoulders relaxed, and head goes down. And then walk your hands up, come to an upright position. And we're going to twist and go to the other side. So from here, we've got to twist our shoulders in line with this leg. We're sliding and bringing our right arm up and over. And we've got a side stretch here. So we're going to keep this hip down. You may feel that all through this whole side body. You may feel it through this leg too. So we're repeating what we did on the other side. Lengthening out, breathing. Again, you may not, if you're flexible, feel much of a stretch on this leg, but you will feel it on the side body. And now we're going to rotate, put both hands on either side of this leg, and fold from the hip, dropping over, keeping the hip on the floor, and heads go down. Here you'll start to engage the hamstring on the left leg, so you should be feeling something here along this leg, and you'll continue to feel a stretch through here. Heads are dropped, we're breathing, and each time you exhale, you may find your body's able to get a little farther over, so you're increasing the stretch. And then bring your hands in, walk yourself up, come to a central position, and let's open up the legs. We're going to take this 3 times, each time trying to open the legs a little bit more. Reset with the divine flesh out from underneath you, coming upright. Let's twist our bodies so that we're in line with that leg. Once again, sliding the arm out along the leg, and then your left arm comes up and over, and the hip stays down. So here we've got a more open position, and you may be feeling this in many different places. You might be feeling on the side body, but also you may feel it more on this hamstring and maybe in the inside thighs. So we're really reaching out there, lengthening out, good. And then we're twisting, folding from that hip, hands on either side of the leg, breathe and drop the body over. You will know where you're getting a stretch. You'll be feeling it right away. Opposite hip stays on the floor, head is down. Trying to work towards getting your nose to the knee. Take a couple of breaths here as you are stretching, remembering that as you exhale, you can allow the body to drop down over a little bit more. And then when you're ready, you're going to walk your hands up, roll your body up, and we're going to go to the other side. And we're pretty much already set up with our shoulders in line with that leg. So here we go. Reaching out with the arm. Other arm comes over the head. And we've got our bodies going along the line of the leg. So again, there's more open through the chest here. Keeping the hip down on the floor
And you can have a stretch in your side body, maybe the inside thighs, maybe on this leg that we're folding over on that hamstring there too. Really lengthening out. And from here, we're going to fold, put both hands, one on either side of that leg, and folding from the crease there. This hip is down. We drop over and lengthen. So again, using your breath on your exhalation, you're going to try and lower the body down. And you're aiming towards, again, the nose goes towards the knee here. Shoulders are relaxed, heads are loose. And just really enjoying the opening and the lengthening that happens in your body here. Keep the breath going. And then walking the hands up, rolling out through the spine, coming up right, we'll come to the center. And this time we're going to go to your fullest extent in that second position. So again, divine flush out from underneath. We're getting a wide stretch of the inside thigh. This time you're going to feel the inside thigh get more of a stretch. So again, you're twisting your shoulders so that they're in line with the leg. If your legs are completely to the side, then you'd be going directly front and going over. But most of us aren't completely stretched there. So it might be just a little shift. Hand comes down, reach and slide. So you're going to recognize, you could take this for a second and see how it's actually different than here. So that's why I'm having you go along the line of that leg to get that different feeling and different opening and different stretch. Now my feet are pointed. They're not super pointed, but if you want to have your feet be uninformed and just relaxed, you still can feel this nice stretch here. And your opposite hips on the floor, you may find yourself sort of gradually just dropping over more. And then let's twist, hands on either side of that leg, folding from the hip, dropping down. Now because we're in our widest position, you're going to find that you do get more of a stretch on the inside thighs. Heads come down, shoulders are relaxed, keeping the opposite hip on the floor. We're breathing. Remember, you're going to exhale and try and let the body drop. So I'm not giving you specific breath counts. I'm letting you do this on your own. And I want you to really feel how, as you exhale, there can be a true lowering of the body down towards that leg. And then walk the hands back up, rolling through the spine, coming to an upright position. And once again, we're pretty much already lined up with this leg, but check that your shoulders are in line with that leg there, and slide and reach the hand over. So we're going over to the side, really lengthening. Again, your feet can be pointed, they can be unformed. Whatever works for you. We're working on keeping this hip down and opening up the chest so we got that line along the legs replicated in our torso. Really feel the length that happens there, way out there. And then let's twist and fold. Remember, you're coming from the hip, not the lower back. Hands on either side of that leg, and gently allow the upper body to drape down and over. You're keeping the opposite hip on the floor. You're aiming your nose towards the knee there and taking the breaths. Remembering, as you exhale, we're trying to soften and drop over, drape the body over more so that we increase the stretch wherever you're feeling it. So again, take a couple more deep breaths on your own, lengthen and lower as you exhale. And then when you're ready, you're going to roll yourself up by pushing with your hands and come to an upright position. Excellent. Let's take a flex position through our feet. Backs are straight, and we'll go once again through the balls of feet. Balls of feet and point. Come up, flex. Push through the balls of feet and point. And flex. Balls of feet and point. And last one, flex. Balls of the feet and point. Good. Let's bring our left leg over to our right and be slightly on a diagonal line here. And again, Find flush out, arms up, feet pointed very strongly. Lift up and let's fold over. So we're going through a flat back, we're feeling that fold from the hips, dropping down. Now because we've worked some of the hamstrings in that open position, you may find you can get quite far down. Hands are relaxed. Let's take a deep breath in, and then flex out through the heels, which will increase the stretch, still holding from the hips. Feel the heels reaching out, body drops over on your exhalation. Breathe in, point the feet, and exhale, letting the body drape over. Breath in, exhale, flex out through the heels. Again, trying to fold more and more from this hip here and letting the upper body just drop over and down. Shoulders are relaxed, heads are nice and loose. Breath in, exhale and point and drape as you exhale. Breath in, exhale, flex through the heels. Still lowering the body, maybe your arms and your fingers inch forward a little bit more. Last set, deep breath in. Exhale, point the feet, let the body drape over. Breath in. Exhale, flex out through the heels. If your hands can reach farther forward with your elbows being soft. Feeling an increased stretch and fold over. Point the feet. Let's walk our hands up again, rolling up through the spine and come to an upright position. Good. Let's come into a bent knee position. We haven't done very many of any exercises in this position. Just notice how your hips feel, and let's rock through those hips a little bit, letting the derriere lift. And again, keep going. And stay. Okay, we're going to reach out to the side, elbows trying to drop towards the floor as the opposite hip stays on the floor. Now we're going to curve above the waist position. You remember that position from the beginning of the class. Around and go to the other side. Opposite hip stays down, try to take the elbow down. And curve again above the waist. All the way around, head is dropped. And reach to the side. Let's take that once more in each direction. Opening out, curving to the front. Feeling the hips, opposite hips stay down as you get the elbow as close to the floor as you can, and head comes to the side with the torso, and reverse it. Coming back, swinging, coming over to the side, lengthening out, letting that head be nice and loose, and then push yourself up. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this class. It's been a little slower, but a pretty thorough stretch for each part of your body. It's perfect class if you're just getting back from after an injury, or if you haven't exercised for a while, or if it's a day where you just really don't want to push super hard. So let's take our hands out, bring them up, breathing in, clasp the hands together, bring them in front of your heart chakra, and give yourself a little pat on the back for taking class